So we already have a general idea. One, nothing incriminating. You're not going to find any grassy knoll stuff, so the rumors say. I mean, we're still going to wait for a deeper assessment of this. The Daily Mail says JFK assassination files 15 huge bombshells, including secret Jackie letter and missing conspiracy footage. Interesting. Jackie's letters to LBJ. You've got Miami CIA files, Cuban assassins records, New Orleans paramilitary agents. I got one document that I think I actually still have pulled up. And this is like, look, we went as fast as we can. And I'm not a historian of the JFK assassination, but this is a document pulled up from the JFK files making reference that Cuban diplomatic missions abroad started to go on high alert in fears. Now, you got to understand, Cuba, communist, Cold War, assassination of JFK, and there were some serious fears. But I'm wondering if the journalists in the room, if you guys have heard anything, if your newsrooms have pulled anything. I know there were some rumors that you were mentioning or some things people might have seen.
Yeah, nothing major yet. We ran the files through Grok, which is the AI tool at X, and this is how it summed it up, which is that the files provide a lot more detail on Oswald's movements before the assassination attempt, particularly a trip he took to Mexico City 6 weeks before the assassination, where he met with Soviet and Cuban leaders at their embassies. But otherwise, it says no major conspiracy breakthrough. If you're looking for that bombshell moment, you're probably not going to find it in these documents. Austin Peterson has a tweet out looking through the files that says, so far, what I'm reading is it appears if they had been withheld in part due to the discussion of national security secrets here. And as you kind of go through and click on random pages, you'll see a lot about fighting communism in Cuba and the Soviet Union. And so a lot of it is actually related to foreign policy of JFK's administration rather than specifically the assassination.
Yeah, I don't imagine that this is going to satisfy the people that are, you know, the second shooter people or the conspiracy people that think that it was CIA that did the assassination or whatever. This clearly, if I understand correctly so far, obviously I haven't had time to go through it myself, but it doesn't have the things that people were hoping to have.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, everybody was really hoping that there would be a document and they would download the document and it would say there were two shooters and the CIA did it.
Or maybe we have
Everybody
this
wanted
document
that.
right now from the archives. Ladies and gentlemen, in one of the documents I have, there is a sentence saying that the CIA was responsible. Now, hold on. Let me read it for you. This is document number 104-10170-10145. You can find it in the archives. It's just, I'm going to read it. I don't know what it is because this stuff just came out. Memorandum, subject, Ramparts, John Garrett Underhill Jr., Samuel George Cummings, and Interamco. 1. Ramparts of June 1967, Volume 5, Number 12, pages 28 to 29, contains the following passage about subjects. Quote, the day after the assassination, Gary Underhill left Washington in a hurry. Late in the evening, he showed up at the home of friends in New Jersey. He was very agitated. A small clique within the CIA was responsible for the assassination, he confided. And he was afraid for his life and probably would have to leave the country. Less than 6 months later, Underhill was found shot to death in his Washington apartment. The coroner ruled it a suicide. J. Garrett Underhill had been an intelligence agent during World War II and was a recognized authority on limited warfare and small arms. A researcher and writer on military affairs, he was on a first-name basis with many of the top brass in the Pentagon. He was also on intimate terms with a number of high-ranking CIA officials. He was one of the agency's people who performed special assignments. At one time, he had been a friend of Samuel Cummings of Interamco, the arms broker that numbers among its customers the CIA and, ironically, Klein's Sporting Goods of Chicago. Okay. From whence the mail order Carcano allegedly was purchased by Oswald. The friends whom Underhill visited say he was sober but badly shook. They say he attributed the Kennedy murder to a CIA clique which was carrying on a lucrative racket in gun running, narcotics, and other contraband, and manipulating political intrigue to serve its own ends. Kennedy supposedly got wind that something was going on and was killed before he could blow the whistle on it. Although the friends had always known Underhill to be perfectly rational and objective, they at first didn't take his account seriously. I think the main reason was, explains the husband, that we couldn't believe the CIA could contain a corrupt element every bit as ruthless and more efficient as the mafia. The verdict of suicide in Underhill's death is by no means convincing. His body was found by a writing collaborator, Asher Burns, to the New Republic. He had been shot behind the left ear, and an automatic pistol was under his left side. Odd, says Brines. I'm sorry, it's Brines. Because Underhill was right-handed. Brines thinks the pistol was fitted with a silencer, and occupants of the apartment building could not recall hearing a shot. Underhill obviously had been dead several days. Gary Underhill's chilling story is hardly implausible. As a spy apparatus, the CIA is honeycombed with self-contained cliques operating without any real central control. A check of agency records has yielded the following information about John Garrett Underhill. Now, there is more. He's a date of birth 7 August 1915. This is, I'm not entirely sure what this document is. Again, this just could be someone, I don't know, pulling an excerpt from a fictional story. Who knows? Until we can actually break this down and figure out why this document is in the JFK files, I want to stress this. I want you guys to, here, watch. We'll pull it up. Grab this. Here's archive.gov from National Archives. Here's the file. I'm clicking it right now. And this is the file in question that we just read, where they tell the story of a man who apparently, I'm assuming he's a real guy, unless the archives include a fictional tale of intrigue. What do you guys think?
They put it in there just to satisfy the people that are desiring of, this is the actual conspiracy. That never happened. This is just a paper they slid in there so that way they can calm all the people that are like, there's something, there's got to be a second shooter, there's got to be something. It's to chill those people
I just
out.
looked it up. I mean, I have a picture of his gravestone, a picture of him as a young man, a picture of his death
All fabricated.
certificate. Yes, all of it.
All of it's made up.
Going way back. He was a writer and researcher in the area of military affairs who is alleged to have had high-level Pentagon connections.
Never existed. Never happened.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories about him going back for a long way.
Sounds Clinton-esque.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.